little bit again. I actually had a ranking video recorded, but it was so long and I actually left a few books out and the audio wasn't great on it, so I might do another ranking video in the future with less books. It was a video on all the books that I've read the last couple years, which was a lot, and it got really late and I got really tired and you could tell. So I'd rather just re-record it and do like maybe a more niche video, like where I rank like certain fantasy books or certain books in certain categories or top 10 favorites or least 10 favorites. But for today, I want to go through the top 10-ish steampunk books that I want to read next. One of my favorite videos that I've recorded so far was talking about Morlock Knight, which was a K.W. Jeter novel that was kind of a King Arthur retelling, sorry spoilers, but also asked the question, what if the Warlocks in H.G. Wells's time machine actually got the time machine and used it? I thought that was kind of a fun premise. Go check that out. For today, I did want to get into just the top 10 steampunk books that I want to read. They're kind of steampunk-ish because a lot of it might go into gaslamp fantasy territory. I think it's kind of difficult to find like steampunk novels nowadays. It's getting a little bit more broad, I've noticed. So without further ado, let's get into it. These are in no particular order. Oh, I should also note that right now I'm reading The Real World of Victorian Steampunk, and I'll put the image of the book right here. I have it on my Kindle. I don't have my Kindle with me, and I forgot who authors that, but you can see here. And I'll also link all of the books directly below because I want to give credit where credit's due. And if you want to go check out the books, then feel free. I want to make it easy. A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue and I loved it. I loved the history and the magical realism behind it, and the plot was interesting. She was a really good writer, so I really want to read this. And then I have different covers, excuse me. I have A Gallery of Shadows, which is book 2. I actually don't know much about these, so I'm excited to have avoided spoilers and to go in kind of blind. And then next we have, so this one, I got this from a bookstore, like a used bookstore, and I don't know what this is at all. It's called The Midnight Mare by Kate Griffin. If you've seen this author, feel free to let me know, because this is a new one for me. That's why I love going to used bookstores, is because I always pick up something off the shelf that looks interesting that I may not have necessarily heard about otherwise. It kind of seems like if you read like The Mortal Instruments as a kid, which I read several of those books, maybe kind of content warning because I don't know what's in these at the moment. So just want to give a heads up, and I always want to be fair because I never want to recommend anything that's like salacious or things that like maybe I wouldn't read. So forgive me if that's the case with this, but I don't know anything about this, so I'm curious to see what it's about. And these I also got from a bookstore, and these are very famous. I think I actually dropped the third one earlier. The Golden Compass from his Dark Material series. This is book 1 and book 3. I didn't grow up reading these books, but I'm excited to give it a try. Okay, so that was way down under the desk, but here is book 2. So the trilogy from his Dark Materials. And then we have Perdido Street Station, which is also another famous kind of weird sci-fi kind of steampunky feel. I've mentioned this before on my channel because I read The Aeronaut's Windlass last year, and this is book 2 that came out the last few months by Jim Butcher, The Olympian Affair. This one will probably be the one that I pick up after doing this video. I haven't had a series in a while where I'm wanting to read it as materials coming out, and I caught it at the right time. I have a couple Kindle reads that I want to include here that are also kind of in the steampunk niche. One is The Brass Queen by Elizabeth Chatsworth. Alchemists of Loom, which was an Amazon read that I found. I think Mistborn Era 2 is kind of like in a steampunk style, so I want to read that. Gunslinger by Stephen King. It seems kind of similar as well. Oh, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I know it's technically probably a gaslamp fantasy, but I think those are all the steampunk books that I want to mention at the moment. I will let you guys know if I discover more. Let me know if there's any steampunk that you have read, or are these new titles that you're discovering. I want to know your thoughts.